So let us start.
Okay.
Thank you, Dasji, for giving me the opportunity to address the participants for this nice initiative. I will say started by you. Last time also I took one session. Okay, that is on GFR. I have taken one session, but this time I have changed the topic. I have decided to speak on conduct rules. So thank you all the participants as well as you also for joining the session. So I think most of the people, I think most of the participants who have joined this program, I think they are having background of conduct rules. So let us move to the next slide. Adasji, next slide.
Sir.
Yeah. So we can start our discussion with the following some basic questions. Whether these rules are applicable during the working hours, conduct rules. Just I am asking the participants whether the rules are applicable only during working hours or even after working hours. Any participants, they can respond to me if you have given rights.
Even after working hours, sir.
Even after working hours. Correct
Yes,
answer. Because
Okay.
we are 24/7, 7 days a week. So we are working 24/7 throughout the year. So these rules are applicable throughout all the times these rules are applicable. Okay. So here we are going discussing whether all the possible misconducts included, the rules which are framed in the books, basically conduct rules. So answer is no, because we cannot include, these are the exhaustive list. It is not all the misconducts are included. Answer is here no. Okay. What could be the outcome of a misconduct? Outcome of a misconduct will be this outcome of any misconduct can be grave also, because it is very basically I'll say wide range of activity. And if you are doing any misconduct, so it can be an administrative action. Administrative action can include warning, transfer, counseling, issuing show cause notice. Otherwise, if it is grave, then the charge sheet can be issued, you can be suspended, or disciplinary action can be taken against you. So these are the outcome basically. If you do any misconduct, so these are the options. It depends on the competent authority which action they want to take, so they can take. Are these applicable after retirement also? If you ask me, it is no, but it is yes also, I will say, because for getting the pension, future good conduct is required. So this is answer no. Now I will say answer no, because if we are not after retirement, if we are not maintaining this good conduct, then our pension can be withheld or it can be withdrawn. Or next, the question is here, are misconducts mapped with the penalty to be imposed? So it is also subjective question, I'll say, subjective hai, because it is not always fixed. But in certain grave misconducts, definitely it is dismissal or some removal from the service. But otherwise, it depends on your background, how you have performed during the last so many years. So it depends. With these questions, I am starting this session of conduct rules. So there are actually 5. I have divided these rules, 22 rules I am going to discuss here. And so I have divided in 5 sub-modules, I will say. So first we are going to discuss first 3 rules. The first rule is, sir, can you move to the next slide? So first we are going to see to whom these rules are applicable. So these rules are applicable to every person appointed to a civil service or post, including civilian in defense service in connection with the affairs of union. So these conduct rules are applicable to all government servants. Okay. These are also applicable to members of the committees, commissions appointed by the government. Apart from, and these rules are not applicable to employees of Indian Railway, member of All India Services, and holder of a post in respect of which the president has so ordered. If somebody has been appointed by the president, then in that case, the rules may be, they are having different sets of rules. So it is not applicable in that sense. Okay. Now my question with the participants is whether personal staff of the minister whether they are covered under this conduct rules. What would be the answer? Yes or no?
No.
Why?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Somebody is saying yes, sir. Because they are also covered under conduct rule till they are with the ministers. Answer is yes, till they are with because these staff these posts are coterminous with the ministers. So till they are attached with the ministers, so the conduct rules are applicable to them. So sir, let us move to the next slide. Now we will discuss the definition of our family definition of the word family, which is used in the conduct rule. So family includes his or her spouse, whether residing with government servant or not. So a spouse is one who is actually comes under family definition. Then son or daughter wholly dependent on him. If any government servant is having son or daughter wholly dependent, they are also covered under family. But if they starts working, then these conduct rules are not applicable to them. Then any other person, okay, any other person related whether by blood or marriage and wholly dependent, they are also the conduct rules are also applicable to them basically. Now my question is here, if suppose any spouse, your spouse is working in MNC and she buys the property, whether it is covered under conduct rule or not, it is covered under conduct rule because spouse either she is staying with you or not staying with you, okay, residing with the government servant or not is residing with the government servant. If she buys any property, you have to inform to the in your office. My wife working as also, she has purchased the property, so you have to inform. So conduct rules are applicable to them also. Okay. Divorce, judicially separated spouse. If there is a spouse is a divorce or judicially separated, then on those also these rules are not applicable. Stepchildren are also part of the family. I have already mentioned because they are the part of the family. So these rules are also applicable to them. And then children whose custody is given to divorced spouse, here the conduct rules are not applicable. So now let us move to the third slide, sir. That is general provision relating to CCS rule conduct rules. So every government servant, when we see these three things are very important for conduct rules. First, we have to maintain absolute integrity. Another is maintain devotion to duty. And third is do nothing which is unbecoming of a government servant. So these three things we have to ensure. Absolute integrity means you have to maintain integrity 100%. It cannot be 80%, 90%, or 99%. That's why word here is used as absolute integrity all the times. So you have to maintain absolute integrity all the times. Maintain devotion to duty. Whatever the work is assigned, you have to perform the duty completely in time as well as qualitative. It is not only in time. Suppose somebody has given me the work that you can finish this task in 1 hour, and if I am doing the job in 1 hour, but it is not qualitative parameters, it is not a completely right, basically, then it has no meaning. So we have to maintain devotion to duty and do nothing which is unbecoming of a government servant. So what is unbecoming of a government servant? A conduct which is indecent, wrong, or offensive, involving moral though not legal lapse, is a conduct unbecoming of a government servant, right? And what is becoming of a conduct? It should be conformity with the ordinary norms of the decency, morality prevalent in the society. It should be in consonance with the laws of the land, which is bound to respect, and there is not a deliberate breach of department rules by the employee. So if you are going to breach any rules of our system, definitely you are going to become unbecoming of a servant. So can we move to the next slide? Apart from this, there are 3A, 3B, and 3C. These rules we will discuss separately: promptness and courtesy, observance of government policy, and the third C is prohibition of sexual harassment of working women. There are three rules here. These are also important rules. We will discuss separately with you. Okay. Now, if suppose now we have to give intimation regarding arrest, conviction, or detention. Suppose if your any family member is arrested. If arrested, somebody is writing in bilingual English and Hindi. So what should I do? Because I am seeing from the list, most of the people are from the south. If I start speaking in Hindi, it may be, I think, difficult. So just bear with it. Das ji badaiye, or what should I do? I should tell.
You use English
Okay, because I have seen the list of the participants. Most of them, I am seeing from the south, Bangalore, Cochin, Visakhapatnam. So that's why I am using only English. Okay. So this is regarding intimation. If suppose any family member of your family is arrested or convicted or detained in in custody, so immediately you have to inform to the office. If you are not informing, then it is suppression of the information and disciplinary action can be initiated against you. And if suppose any employee goes for higher studies, he has to take permission from the office. Otherwise, disciplinary action can be initiated against that employee. Similarly, you have to maintain, as a government servant, we have to maintain the family in proper way. Similarly, we have detailed guidelines for official dealing with MPs and MLAs. Untouchability, and similarly, religious conversions are also not allowed. So untouchability is also prohibited. Joint representation, I will suggest the participants never made any joint representation. Try to make your individual representation for any common issue. Every employee has right to submit representation, but don't submit joint representation in the office. ठीक है, otherwise it become problem for you and disciplinary action can be initiated against you or any other administrative action can be taken against you if you submit any joint representation. Similarly, during the lunch break, we have to maintain decorum. I have observed so many people, they sleep in the office. That is also against conduct rule and we should avoid all these things. Sir, move to the next slides. Apart from these, some basically rules, there is ethics and value of civil services. In addition to Rule 3, some ethics and a code of ethics and value of civil services has also been added in the conduct rule, which I will read out. Commit himself to and uphold the supremacy of the Constitution and democratic values. We have to maintain always our supremacy of the Constitution and democratic values. Defend and uphold the sovereignty and integrity of the India, security of a state, public order, decency and morality, I have already told. Maintain high ethical standards and honesty. Maintain political neutrality. We should not be associated with any political party. Promote principles of merit, fairness, and impartiality in the discharge of duties. When we are performing our duty, we should not favor. Oh, he is saying speak in Hindi, but not know English language. What to do, Das ji?
No, sir, it is not like that, sir. You should go with English.
चलिए, मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि मैं दोनों तरफ कोशिश करूंगा, थोड़ा थोड़ा बताता हूँ. किसी भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी से हमें एसोसिएट नहीं होना है, ठीक है. जो हमारी राजनीतिक पार्टियां हैं, मैं हिंदी में भी थोड़ा सा आई विल टेल देम, किसी भी राजनीतिक पार्टी से आपको जुड़ना नहीं है, ठीक है. जब भी हम अपने कोई काम करते हैं, प्रमोट प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ मेरिट, ठीक है, फेयरनेस एंड इम्पार्शियलिटी. इफ वी डू एनी वर्क इन द ऑफिस, तो वी शुड प्रमोट the principles of merit. We should not go by the caste or other basically taking into other considerations. We should only do the things fair with fairness. Similarly, maintain accountability and transparency. When we are doing transparency means why principles of merit, fairness, these are the transparency. If you are disclosing the information to others, it is a transparency. And accountable, whenever we are taking any decision, we should be accountable. We should not say it has been done by somebody else. Then maintain responsive to the public, particularly to the weaker section. We should be responsive always. If somebody comes to our office, suppose if a pensioner comes, we should respond immediately what we can do for him. This is the responsiveness, particularly weaker sections. If people are there also coming, we should not say, and we should entertain them immediately. So these are some practices, good practices for ethics and values, practices for civil servants. I have told you, these are in addition to the conduct rules. Sir, move to the next slide. Now next, this I have not discussed. This is the question, basically some questions. I am not going to. Now, rule 4, conduct rule 4 says employment of near relatives in the firm. So if you are working in any organization, so we should not use the position or influence to secure employment of the members of the family. This is the most important, I will say. If you are involved in any recruitment process, so you should not, if suppose your family members are appearing in the exam, you should not become the part of that process. I will suggest you should delink yourself from that process. Group A officers require previous sanction for employment of the children in the firm with which there is his government official dealing. Suppose I am a Group A officer and if I am having dealing with some firm, so we should not, and we should take previous sanction for the employment in respect of my children. If I am taking permission, then only it is correct. Otherwise, Group A officer action can be taken against the Group A officers. If suppose in case of time, if they don't have time, they accept the offer can be accepted by their children provisionally in urgency and report later. So then in case if your kids has accepted the offer, but still you have to inform the office, I have dealing with this firm, but my son has been selected and joined this organization. Third, if in case of procurement, I am telling you to refer the case to superior if dealing with the company firm having his family members. If suppose your wife is working in a company and that firm is sending the quotations, so please report to your next officer, please see the case as my wife is already working in this company. That would be better. all these things basically no, most of the conduct rules we know, but the only thing is that we have to, for as a government servant, we have to look into, we should maintain transparency, we should not give the chance to others, they should criticize our work. So, sir, let us move to next. This is employment of the near relatives. Now, the taking part in the politics and election. अभी I have already told कि जो राजनीति and elections में जब भी होते हैं, तो the rule says no government shall be the member of any political party. As a government servant, you cannot join any political party. You cannot be associated with any political party, and nor you will assist any political movement. If you are involving in any of these three activities, a disciplinary action can be taken against government servant. Similarly, it is the duty of government servants to prevent family members from taking part in the activity, movement, subversive of the government. Okay? So that this you have also to take into consideration. If suppose your family members are also involved in political, let us avoid, let them understand that they should not be the part of that movement till you are government servant. Sir, next slide, sir. Joining association, rule conduct rule 6 says joining of association. So it says that not to join any government servant, not to join any association, activities of which are prejudicial to the interests of sovereignty and integrity of India or public order or morality. So we should not involve in any association which are against the interests of the country. Then right to join or not to join any official union association. It is also, there is a right to join or not to join, any official or union or association, and certain banned organization you cannot join. Sir, next rule 7, sir. Now the rule 7, conduct rule 7 says demonstration strike. Any government servant should not participate in any demonstration which is very prejudicial to the sovereignty, integrity, security, friendly relation, public order, decency or morality, contempt of court, defamation or incitement of an offense, or not to take part in the form of a strike. But you can peaceful demonstration outside the office premises allowed. Sometimes I have seen, you observed that assistants they are doing the demonstration, or some any other employees they are demonstration. So then you have to take care that you can participate in peaceful demonstration, but that should not be in the campus of the office. It should always be outside the office. Then you can participate peaceful demonstration. You can participate. Not to affix posters, notices in government buildings. If you are found fixing posters or notices in government buildings, disciplinary action can be taken against you. Strikes includes, now understand what is the meaning of a strike. Strike includes go slow, pen down, mass, abstinence, gherao. So you are not allowed in any of these basically. Neither you can be participate in go slow, pen down, mass, abstinence. We should not allow. Otherwise, disciplinary action can be taken against you. Sir, next rule 8. Move to next, sir. This I am not going to discuss. Connection with press or media. So rule 8, conduct rule 8 says previous sanction is required if you are going to own, participate, edit, manage newspaper, periodical or electronic media. So previous sanction in these areas you have to require previous sanction. Publish book. If you are going to publish any book and views expressed are your own, then you can publish. And if you are going to express the views of government, that is not permissible. Allowed, what is allowed? Radio broadcast is allowed. Contribute an article, write to newspaper if purely literary, artistic or scientific or scientific character. If you are going to publish any article which is purely literary, artistic or scientific character, these things are allowed for government servant. Okay, sir. Next, sir, rule 9 is criticism of government servant. Okay, criticism of government. No government servant shall adversely criticize current or recent policy action of a government servant. Sometimes we discuss in the office that JAM is not working. So you please ensure that if you are criticizing government policy, because JAM is a government policy basically. So if we are criticizing government policy, the disciplinary action can be initiated against you. But normally we discuss, so it is not in that way serious. Basically, it is not so we don't take it that much seriously. But if somebody wants to take action, action can be taken against the government servant. Similarly, embrace relations between center and state government in any radio, telecast, electronic media, or in any document, communication and press or public utterances. So this is also not acceptable. Criticism of government, if you are state government and central government, if you are giving the any remarks, so that is also not acceptable. Even in social media, you cannot criticize the government. So these things you have to take care. So Rule 10, sir, now Rule 10 says evidence before committee. You also understand this also, this is very important. Previous sanction is required to give any evidence in any inquiry conducted by any person, committee or authority. You have to take permission from the office if you are going to give evidence in any inquiry conducted by any person, committee. In case of sanction, not to criticize. In case of sanction, not to criticize policy action of the government. Okay? If you have taken sanction, so not to criticize policy and government actions. Okay? Exceptions kahan? Where are here exceptions? If you are going to give evidence before authority appointed by government, sometimes we have to attend inquiries. Okay? There you can go. Okay? Departmental inquiry may you can attend. But in that case, you have to take permission for that also. Authority appointed by government, parliament or state legislature or judicial inquiry may, here you can go and appear as government servant can appear in these committees for their evidence. So here in three categories, judicial inquiry you can go. If court calls you, then you can go. Departmental inquiry you can go, or any authority appointed by government, parliament or state legislature. There also one can go and appear for their evidence. Sir, next rule 11, sir, let us move to the news. 11 rules, conduct rule says communication of the official information. As you know, RTA 2005 has given us a right to ask information. So we have to communicate the information as required under RTA Act 2005. Okay? Not to communicate directly or indirectly any official to any authorized person. This you take care. If you are discussing any matter with the unauthorized person, so rule 11, under rule 11, action can be taken against a government servant. Quoting in representation from official notes. Sometimes what we see, we use the note sheet. Either if you want to use note sheet, any note sheet, you take the note sheet under RTI and then you can use. Suppose if you are having the note of any particular file and if you are that using for your own representation, in that case also the action can be taken against the government servant. And if you are also going to disclose safeguard of classified document, that is also that will be treated as against the breach of conduct rule and action can be taken. So now you see subscription, you cannot ask for or accept contribution in raising funds for any object whatever without previous sanction. Flag day collection is exempting. Normally we do the flag day collection in our offices, all of offices. One day I think the November or December I think we collect some money and we send it to this army office. And the collection by service association, here also we allow collection by whenever we are residing in society, here service associations, they collect some money, that is also permissible. So rule number 30, let us move to. Now here these things are another important. Gifts, so let us understand that gifts cannot accept or permit any member of his family or to accept any gift. अब हम gifts, but normally we accept gift on special occasions from near relative or personal friends having no official dealing. ठीक है? We can accept the gift on special occasion from our near relatives or personal friends where no official dealing. Will make a report to the government servant, will make a report to the office if the value exceeds. But normally I have seen no people follows these, but these are the conduct rules. We should take care. If any group A officer is getting gift more than 25,000, he should inform the office. Group B officers के लिए the limit is 15,000 and Group C के लिए this is 7,500. And gift, if suppose gifts in the form of other favors also, gifts include free transport, boarding, lodging, or other services or any other pecuniary advantage provided by any person other than a near relative or personal friends having no official dealing. This is also comes under gifts. A casual meal, lift, or other social hospitality shall not be deemed. If suppose you are going in and taking lunch with your colleagues, some in birthday party, and if he is offering lunch to you, that will not be treated as gift. Okay? To avoid accepting lavish hospitality or frequent hospitality from any of one official dealings with him, that you should avoid. If any firm is offering to you something, that you should avoid. Okay? Sir, let us move to the next 13 के बाद 14 इसी में. Okay. In any other case, government servant shall not any gift without the previous sanction if value exceeds. For group A and B, it is 5,000. For group C, वो special occasions के लिए था. But here in any other case, government servants shall not accept any gift without the previous sanction if the value exceeds rupees 5,000. Group C rupees 2000. Gift during transfer or retirement also you should not take. ठीक है. Asking for tips. If you are doing something, you should not ask. Mileage points is also, if it is actually, if it is workout and if you found that you have misused this mileage points, action can be taken against the government servant. A delegate may receive and retain gifts from the foreign dignitaries as per the foreign contribution. If somebody is going outside, and they can receive the gift from the foreign dignitaries as per this foreign contribution, acceptance or retention of the gifts or presentation act rules 2012. Sir, move to the next. Now, dowry. All of us know no government servant shall give or take, demand directly or indirectly from the parents of the bride or bridegroom any dowry. ठीक है. It is defined in Dowry Provision Act 1961. Any property given by any one party to another in connection with the marriage. ठीक है. If any property is given by one party to another in connection with marriage, that is also comes under Dowry Provision Act. Rule 14 says public demonstration in honor of government servant. Not to attend meeting held in his honor. If some demonstration, if government servant may not, let us not attend. Public demonstration in honor of government servant, previous sanction is necessary. Farewell is allowed. If you are attending any farewell of any officer, that is allowed. ठीक है. And informal character on the occasion of retirement or transfer is permissible. But if some government servant, he is demonstrating basically leadership, then you should not attend. Sir, next. Private trade and employment, no private trade or business except with the previous sanction is allowed. ठीक है. What is allowed? Allowed is honorary work of social or charitable nature, occasional work, literary, artistic or scientific character, or amateur sports. Elective office, we should not, is allowed. LIC is not allowed. Some people, they do the LIC, basically they sell the policies of LIC in the office. This is not acceptable. ठीक है. Similarly, participating in sponsored media program, that is also not allowed. Part-time work after office, not generally allowed. Remuneration from cooperative society, these things are also not allowed. Sir, move to next, 16. Investment, lending and borrowing. This also we should understand, because here we give our focus. Not to speculate in the stock, share or others. Okay. Occasional investment through stock broker allowed. If you are investing for long term, it is allowed. Not to lend or borrow from any person, firm within local limits of the authority or with whom you have official dealings. ठीक है. Not to lend money at interest. Some people do this in the office. If they gives the money to other colleagues on interest, that is not permissible under conduct rule. ठीक है. May give or accept loan of a small amount free of interest from relative or friend. If the money is required, you can take money from your friend or relative, but not to charge interest. Senior officers should not approach juniors for standing security for the loans. If total transactions in share, etc., exceed 6 months of basic pay during a year, inform the office. Sir, next. Insolvency and indebtedness, manage private affairs. We should not take the loan from the people. ठीक है. To inform about any legal proceedings for the recovery of debt or adjudging insolvent. Then we have to most important, immovable property. On first appointment, every employee is basically required to submit the return of assets. A immovable property form you have to submit. After that, you have to submit annual property return. EHRMS, we are submitting this annual property return. Our Group C employee covered. Now, a Group C employee also has to submit this annual property return. Can write the same as previous year if no change. It is not. We have to mention whatever the last year. If there is no change, we should write the last year property details in the form, as you know in EHRMS. If you are going to acquire or dispose any movable property by lease, mortgage, purchase, sale, gift, either in his own name or in any other his family, intimates आपको देना है. ठीक है. If you are going to sell, ठीक है, or acquire, ठीक है, in his own name or any other member of the family, you have to intimate. Previous sanction, if the government transaction with someone having official dealing, then you have to, if you are having official dealings, then you have to take sanction. Otherwise, you can inform the office that I am buying this property. That's all. Sir, move to the next. Now, movable property. Some government servants are also buying movable property. Suppose transactions in movable properties, then within 1 month you have to report. If the amount exceeds 2 times of the basic pay, basically. If your amount is exceeding, definitely you have to inform the office. Movable property includes jewelry, insurance policies, shares, loans, cars, bike, fridge, chit fund, FDs, cash prize. These are the definition of movable property. What comes under movable property? That is jewelry है आपका, insurance policies है, shares है, loans है, car है, bike है, fridge है, chit fund है, FDs है, cash prizes. No bidding if auction is in office. If you are, जैसे sometimes we do auction in the office, ठीक है, then we should not participate. ठीक है. Vindication of acts and character, not to file case in court or go to the press for official act without permission. ठीक है. This is 3 months. अगर if 3 months में, ठीक है, if the government, you cannot file case, ठीक है, in the court or go to the press for official act without permission. ठीक है. अगर if 3 months में you are not doing, then you can file. After if 3 months में, if you are not going to file, after 3 months you can file the case. Not applicable in case of private affairs, only intimation is required. Private case में suppose your wife का husband का है कोई और अगर कोई criminal land case है, there you need not to inform. But in case of official act, if you are going, then you should take the permission. You should take the permission from the office or inform the office. Next, sir. Outside influence, this is also important. Sometimes we use this in case of transfers. We normally people with no government servant, but the rule says, Rule 20, you should remember, no government servant shall bring or attempt or to bring any political or other outside influence upon any superior authority for any service matters. ठीक है. Transfer में we normally use this Rule 20. We normally violate. We staff we don't know and we violate. In case of first offense, may only be cautioned without enclosing it in ACR. अगर if authority thinks that they have to take action, so they can only without enclosing they can warn you. Second time they can put it in your CR dossier also. And third time, if you are repeating, if you are not using, if you are not accepting, then disciplinary action can be taken. Then restriction regarding marriage. This is another, no government servant to marry with a person having a spouse, or if he or she has a spouse, such marriage is permissible under personal law of both, and there are other grounds for doing so. If marrying a foreigner, please inform the office. Takes next 22. Rules are 22. Last sir, एक slide बचा होगा. Consumption of this is also very important. Consumption of intoxicating drinks and drugs. This is strictly prohibited. Strictly avoided by any law relating to the intoxicating drinks or drugs in the force in any area in which he may happen to be for the long time being. Not to be under the influence of any intoxicating drink or drugs during the course of his duty, and shall take due care that the performance of his duties at any time is not affected in any way by the influence of such drink or drug. Refrain from consuming any intoxicant drink or in public place. यहाँ पे it is, you see, it is important to note, in public place you cannot. Even suppose if you are in hotels and if you are taking in lobby, that is also not correct. ठीक है. Not appear in public place in a state of intoxication. Not to use any intoxicating drug to the excess. These three things you have to note. And public place means any place or premise to which public have access, regardless of whether it is paid or free. So these are the some conduct rules which I thought I should discuss with you. Though today I was not prepared to deliver the session, but still I have committed to Dr. Das ki I'll take session. And last is provision regarding, okay, one more slide is there. Provision regarding employment of children below 14 years age. All of you know that we should not employ any child below the age of 14 years, because as domestic workers or servants, employment in dhabas, you can see basically in dhabas or restaurants, hotels, they employ basically child below age. So that is not correct basically. So these are the things, some of the conduct rules which I have discussed. These are the major rules, basically conduct rules. There are so many other rules, conduct rules. ठीक है. This we want to discuss, we can discuss. Otherwise, we can leave it, sir. ठीक है. So now, if you have any question, you can ask. I can answer with my experience. That is the main thing. If any doubt or कोई